$80, right? It's quite a big number. And so when Nintendo announced that Mario Kart World would be the first $80 game, people were losing their minds. The Nintendo Treehouse was flooded with drop the price, and all it did was set a trend, and Microsoft followed that trend. Near the end of April, they announced that they were increasing the price of both the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the games to $80. The price tag for the games would go into effect in holiday of 2025. But it looks like that's not working out for them. If you haven't heard the news already, Microsoft has announced that they are dropping the price of The Outer Worlds 2 from $80 to $70. And I think this will also be in effect for the new Call of Duty and whatever other titles Microsoft has for this holiday, if they have any. Now, I think the strategy that they had was to increase the price of the games so that Game Pass would seem like a more appealing option. Pay us every month instead of a one-time fee of $80. But I think this sudden change in price really tells us a lot. It tells us that the pre-order numbers for this game really weren't what Microsoft was hoping. In fact, they may have been way under sales estimates. Now look, Outer Worlds 2 is really not that appealing to me. I didn't even play the first. But to see them backtrack already is a good sign. It shows us that the $80 price tag on games is not being widely accepted by everybody. I'm interested though to see the sales of something like Mario Kart World, especially standalone copies that sold, that weren't bundled with the console. I'm sure the numbers we'll see whenever Nintendo talks about how the game sold will be relatively high, but I would really be interested to see the sales data for standalone copies. I don't think online outrage speaks out to companies as much as sales data does. If a company, be it a game or a store or whatever else, sees a hit to their bottom line, then a change needs to happen. It's simple economics. And I think looking back, people were a lot more accepting to the $70 price tag than they were to the $80 price tag that we're seeing now. There was always a slow, gradual increase in price. During the GameCube, games were $50. PS3 and 360, games were $60. The Wii were still $50 because the console was lower powered. When it came to the Xbox One, prices stayed the same at $60 across the board. The Wii U was also $60. As for the Switch, games were $60. The PS5 and the Xbox Series X bumped it up to $70, and the excuse was higher fidelity, and people accepted that. People aren't accepting, however, the T word, tariffs. It just feels like an excuse, just a way for companies to load their pockets even more. After all, games aren't even going up in quality, they're going down in quality. All we're getting now is remakes and remasters. And every occasional game that is different really isn't breaking boundaries like it was before. And despite what I just said, I think certain games can get away with $80, sad to say. Grand Theft Auto 6 is a game that can get away with an $80 price tag. There's people that will skip rent or a mortgage just to play that game. There's people that will just eat ramen to play that game. Heck, there's people that will take out a loan just to play that game. The anticipation, the hype, the time that people have waited really sells itself for these people. It's the same reason Nintendo knew they could get away with charging $80 for Mario Kart World. And they had one foot in and one foot out because of the bundle. I am curious to see though how Nintendo will handle things going forward. Donkey Kong was $70, and this is a trend I expect to carry out through the rest of the generation. We might see that $80 price tag again though when they push it for Zelda, Mario, or even a new Smash Bros. As for me, I will say $80 won't necessarily stop me from getting a game, if I really want it. But I'm also a bit of a deal hunter. I haven't paid full price for a game in several years. I don't know if anyone remembers Best Buy Gamers Club, but that was my friend through a lot of the PS4 and Switch generations. But I'm always a deal hunter. In fact, I got my Nintendo Switch 2, Mario Kart World physically, the Pro Controller, and Donkey Kong Bonanza without paying anything out of pocket. You could pretty much say I got it for free. And if you're interested to learn how I did that, let me know. Maybe I'll make a video about it. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Do you think the $80 game is working out? Will you still buy Grand Theft Auto 6 if it's $80 or more? Or is there another game you would buy if it was $80? Or would you pass on a game entirely because the price is too high? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, I would love to hear them. If you'd like to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe, it would really help out the channel. Thanks guys, bye!